men and women of the 99th Readiness Division and Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst welcome you to the wreath-laying ceremony for past President Grover Cleveland. On behalf of President Donald Trump, we will honor President Grover Cleveland by placing a wreath in front of his headstone. Serving as the official party for today's ceremony are Major General Mark W. Palzer, Commanding General of the Army Reserve's 99th Readiness Division, the Honorable Robert J. McGuire, Civilian Aide to the Secretary of the Army for New Jersey, and the Honorable Liz Lempert, Mayor of Princeton. Please welcome Major General Mark W. Palzer.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming. It's a glorious day. Beautiful weather. President Cleveland's life can truly be summed up as one of service. In the 1860s, 70s, and 80s, he continued to serve in positions such as Assistant District Attorney and then Sheriff of Erie County, New York, Mayor of Buffalo, Governor of New York, and finally the nation's highest elective office, the Presidency of the United States of America. President Cleveland is the only U.S. president to have served two non-consecutive terms, first from 1884 to 1888, then again from 1892 to 1896. Perhaps he needed the break. During his two terms, he enacted many reforms within the federal government that led to the civil service being filled by those who more qualified rather than those most connected. Among his other notable achievements were the creation of the Interstate Commerce Commission, which regulated railroad, trucking, bus lines, and telephone companies. His extensive use of the executive veto power, he vetoed over 400 bills in his first term alone, more than twice as many of all preceding presidents combined. This earned him the nickname Guardian President, and his passage of the Enabling Act in 1894 that ultimately led to Utah becoming the 45th state. Throughout his 8 years in the office of the Chief Executive, President Cleveland embodied the theme of service to the nation and its citizens in every decision made and challenge overcome. Whether dealing with financial issues such as the gold standard or tariffs, mitigating labor unrest and union strikes, or establishing relations with the new Republic of Hawaii. President Cleveland was always serving his nation. As soldiers, we live by the 7 Army values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. The Army's definition of selfless service is put the welfare of the nation, the Army, and your subordinates before your own. President Cleveland certainly lived the value of selfless service throughout his 71 years, putting the welfare of our nation and its citizens before his own during a life that started and ended right here in the Garden State. The city of Princeton, where he chose to retire after his presidency, and its named university, to which he was so endeared as a trustee, embodies the spirit of such an individual who worked so hard to do what was right in the service of the nation. He left a legacy of service as both our 22nd and 24th president, and his memory continues to be honored throughout this annual wreath-laying ceremony. Thank you so much for coming.
Please welcome Mr. Robert J. McGuire.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for being present. And Chaplain, you did well. This is the best weather I've ever seen for this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, we honor Grover Cleveland, our 22nd, 24th President of the United States, born today in 1837 in Caldwell, New Jersey. At the age of 44, he emerged into political prominence that carried him to the White House within 3 years.